Hi, I'm VK and this is SeriesTalks. Welcome to the recap and recommendations for February and March 2022. The last 2 months had an uptick in the number of TV shows that premiered, and lot of these shows were the best in the industry. I genuinely fear that some of these wonderful shows may not have gotten the recognition that it deserves. So let us get into the video to highlight some of the best in the business, and before that, let's hit that intro.
What's the deal with Wednesday? Oh, come on!
I know it's 1 week too late for recapping the TV shows from the last couple of months, but I wanted to wait for a couple of season finales like Peaky Blinders, Severance, and the Dropout before making the video. Aside from that, I have mainly classified the shows from the last couple of months into the broad categories such as based on a true story, feel-good shows, super budgeted period dramas, superhero genre, heartfelt family dramas, the thrillers, and the post-apocalyptic dramas. As you can see in these graphs, that there are a lot of TV shows that premiered in the set time. The one thing that we can attribute to this large number of TV shows is that each streamer is releasing a bunch of shows each and every week, and April is just getting crazy. Speaking about the streamers, I thought of recapping the shows in the network order. First up, let's see HBO and HBO Max. The service is maintaining a pretty high quality, which is not uncommon for them, but what makes the last 2 months unique is that even with the release of so many series, they are maintaining a pretty high quality. They released one show after another and everything clicked except for DMZ. Coming into the shows. First up, let's see Gilded Age. The premiere of Gilded Age may seem a long ago now, and yeah, it's true. It was premiered more than 60 days ago. Overall, the show was a brilliant one. The soapy nature made the show enthralling to the core. And there is no denying that the premiere was one hell of an episode that introduced us to the world of Gilded Age and its plethora of characters, and it will surely go down as one of the best episodes of the year. Somebody Somewhere, the number one show of January from our video, remained perfect throughout its run. Both the leads, Jeff Hiller and Bridget Everett, are so awesome, and I hope both of them get recognized in the upcoming award season. Minx deals with the hurdles of creating, publishing, and distributing the feminist magazine with a twist. The casting is just brilliant, and all the supporting characters have a substantial role to play too. Casting Jake Johnson for the role of Doug Linetti is a superb choice, as he brings out both the charisma and enigma needed to the character. Additionally, the first season of Minx has a little resemblance to the initial stages of Glow. It is a wonderful thing for me, as I am missing Glow very much.
The matriarchy awakens.
Why is she so angry?
Julia, a well-natured, feel-good show covering a year in the life of legendary TV cook and cookbook writer Julia Childs. Sarah Lancashire is brilliant in the titular role. Winning Time, the basketball dramedy, has recreated the period nicely and tells the story of Lakers Showtime era in a unique way. The best things about the show are the regular changes to the video, which adds a unique flavor to the show itself. Casting major stars for even minor roles gets the comedy going throughout in each episode, and the occasional fourth wall breaking is just hilarious. Our Flag Means Death. This show is just another brilliant show from the service. This pirate comedy deals with the inclusion, and it's told in a respectable and fun manner. This show took its time to get into the groove, so please wait and give it a chance. I think you might like it too. Starstruck, one of the most easily bingeable shows, returned for its second season, and this outing is just as hilarious and sweet as the first one. Peacemaker, I know for a fact that Peacemaker will be seen and recognized more now. The opening credits is still the best. While there is higher chance for Peacemaker getting recognized more, the smaller shows like Minx or Flag Means Death, Julia, and partly Winning Time may not get the recognition or the eyeballs in this overcrowded market. Seeing the various analysis on my Twitter feed for the last couple of weeks showed me that our Flag Means Death is getting a very good and warm welcome among its fans. The sheer quantity of content that Max and HBO are pushing out now may be the part of the reason for some of the shows going under the radar with minimal PR and marketing. Speaking of quantity and quality of the shows, we should definitely note that the FX method of bringing out just the right amount of shows with the perfect marketing found its success once again. With the return of Better Things and Atlanta after the break of 2 and 4 years respectively proves the point. And all of these shows were brilliant as ever. Each episode of new season of Atlanta is unique and bold in its direction. We can see more about Better Things in the later stage of the video. Next up is Apple TV Plus. Just a couple of months back, they were lacking some compelling and quality dramas except for a few like Swagger. Even though they had a multitude of awards in the comedy category, they were little unsuccessful in the drama department until now. But now, they have made it a thing of the past by releasing Severance, Pachinko and Slow Horses within the span of 2 months. And each Friday was filled with a quality drama from Apple. And the shows were immensely helped by the Apple's spending power to bring together this group of talented people both in front and back of the camera. Afterparty, the murder mystery comedy that is carried over from January, handled the central mystery well, but gave us a satisfactory ending. But along the way, they had a few missteps. Apple TV also released a few limited series in this span as well. Those also attracted big names like Samuel L. Jackson for The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray and Jared Leto and Anna Hathaway for WeCrashed. The latter revolves around the CEO of WeWork, played by Jared Leto. And as far as the quality is concerned, this show falls under an average category. Speaking of the shows that are based on true events, I think we have a transition to Hulu. This is a service which is using this category extensively, especially for the last 2 months. I think the Dropout is a standout among the limited series this set time period. Amanda Seyfried is just amazing in her role as the CEO of Theranos. The show ensures 8 episodes of thrilling ride. Girl from Plainville. Ellie Fanning's performance in this show is also great. The initial episodes shows promises of this becoming a good show. Note that the show is a little dark because of the subject matter. As far as Pam and Tommy is concerned, I didn't like the show that much, but I loved the portrayal of Pam by Lily James, and I hope she also gets a good recognition in the upcoming award season. Life and Beth, the new comedy show from Hulu, starring Amy Schumer and Michael Cera. The show created by Amy Schumer has the right amount of comedy and emotional moments to make this a very good watch. From Hulu, we can move to Showtime. Here too, we have a show called Super Pumped. This is also based on the true events. This follows the CEO and co-founder of Uber, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think this show might find its fans from the creator's other successful show, Billions. But the same dialogue pattern of including heavy references in each dialogue seems a bit artificial in Super Pumped. As far as Billions is concerned, it returned for its 6th season without one of its lead, but that didn't affect the show. And its initial premise too showed some promise, but as the episodes went on, it just felt like it's repeating the same beats once again. As we are talking about shows that are based on true events, Sony Live also released a show called Rocket Boys, which tells the story of Vikram Sarabhai and Homi Bhabha over the course of 20 years. The show is a slow-paced one, and it took a little bit time to settle in, and I think it's a solid addition to the streamer. On the Prime Video side, the first Boys spin-off Diabolical was short and good. The second season of Upload was just as good as the first one, and I can surely say that if you like the first one, you like the second one as well. And lastly, the fourth and the penultimate season of Mrs. Marvelous Maisel was not as good as the previous ones. And I think they were trying a little too hard in some scenes like the Ferris wheel scene in the premiere. Even with its flaws, the show still guarantees a good time. On the Netflix side, I've only checked out Human Resources apart from Space Force. HR is a nicely done show which has some of the best voice talent. This show has not yet reached the heights of the main show, but I think this acts as a perfect companion piece to the Big Mouth. Space Force. The second outing for the show was not a smooth sailing, but it hit high points more often than not, and it's definitely an improvement over the first season. Apart from these shows, we also have 3 very important series of the Peak TV era, and that are airing their final set of episodes. Walking Dead. The zombie shows, part 2 of 3 aired over the last couple of months. This middle part concentrates on setting up the show for one final dash, but I have a small worry that they have reached the communal storyline a little late in their run. Setting up is done as well as any other season has done, but I seriously think that the story lacked a forward momentum in the second part. Let's see how the show settle up in the mid-season finale and how they start the third part. I hope they give a very good conclusion to the much beloved show. In contrast, the final season of This Is Us has set up the end goal well, and they are travelling towards it in a very interesting and engaging manner. Apart from the Kate-centered episode, every other episode after the small break has hit a home run. Such is the brilliance of the show. Seeing one brilliant episode after the other brings back the memory of peak of This Is Us, and I hope this momentum is maintained till the last episode. Peaky Blinders. The death of a main character off screen seemed a bit heartening to see, but the show managed to overcome it well. The final season of this gangster drama was more character driven than ever, and it was its biggest advantage. The show had its usual fare of goosebump moments and slow-mos, which was done neatly, and also They have set up the movie perfectly. This season was a Tom heavy one, but the supporting characters too got their moment to shine. The last category that we can check before going for the big guns is comeback of sorts. Reacher. Reacher was the right amount of fun. I think the writers have understood the assignment well and made this show a fun-filled action thriller for the fans. Vilanga. The show Vilanga marks the comeback for its star Vimal after 3 years. And this black comedy-laced police investigation thriller maintained the suspense throughout the run. The supporting characters are well cast and well written. The second season of Mr. Mayor, the show from 30 Rock creators, is a big improvement from the first outing. And I think they have found the perfect balance and tone this time around. And every one of the season's episode was just brilliant. And I'm eagerly waiting for the new episodes. Resident Alien. Speaking of second season improvements, Resident Alien 2 improved much from the good first season. Now I think the show is slowly coming into the don't miss out category. Single drunk female. I didn't like the show that much, but I think as the season went on, I liked it more. Abbott Elementary. This was another show that was carried over from January, and this show is getting better and better with each passing week, and I'm eagerly waiting for the last couple of episodes. So coming to the big guns, are the must-watch picks for the month. For this list, I have selected 4 shows, and all of them were equally good, and all of them are definitely going to be in my top 10 list at the end of the year, unless some miracle happens. The first pick is the last month's carryover, Somebody Somewhere. This show can be considered as one of the ultimate feel-good shows of the year. The things I loved about the show are the very interpersonal fights are handled maturely in the show. Obviously, the leads and the chemistry between them, and finally, the uplifting nature of the show. The second pick is Pachinko. This new Apple TV drama is based on a novel with the same name. This is an emotional, heartfelt story that revolves around a family over the span of 4 decades. The things I loved about the show are its music, its casting, the detailed nature of the story and execution, and of course, superb dialogues, and in my case, the subtitles. Other best things to note are the show will bring you into the world within a couple of minutes, and the show's opening credits are the only one so far that can rival the Peacemakers. This is a very important thing. If you haven't watched the show, please check it out. And most importantly, don't listen to any of the interviews by the show's creator before watching the show, or at least the first 4 episodes, because it contains some heavy spoilers. My third pick is Severance. As I said earlier, I sincerely thank Apple TV Plus for spending this much money, both on and off screen. This makes this show a must watch, can't miss one. The best things about the show are definitely like the previous picks. This too nailed its casting, living behind clues, and always having hopes in the intelligence of the viewers. And finally, the most important thing is that no episode feels overextended, and you can tell that they didn't pad the episodes with unnecessary things to increase the runtime just because they can. For example, the finale was just 40 minutes. For the audio text version, I have left the links below in the description. My fourth and final pick is Better Things, the only returning show. This show is a shoe-in for all the lists every year a season of the show airs, and this time is no different. Each week, we got one brilliant episode of Fox Family's day-to-day life, and this continued for all the weeks since the season's premiere. The season has all the necessary things that a fan loves from the show. The spotlight on all characters, not only Sam's. Sam's work life, the simplicity, the beautiful moments, and of course the food. The season is definitely the best show so far this year, and I can credit this to the scene between Sam and Frankie. Talking about gender identity is just awesome through and through. With this, we come to the end of recap and recommendations. So, if you haven't checked the must-watch picks yet, please do. If you like the video, please like and share the video, and also subscribe to the channel. And I thank all of you who joined us in this month's video. So, tata bye bye, and until next time, it's VK signing off.